Conan, what is best in life? To crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentation of your women. That is good.
Hello, welcome to Walk with Warrior. This will be game 5 of Adepticon. Looking at my Orcs and Goblins, shamefaced. We had a long talk. We need to get a win. We do not want to leave here with getting completely blanked. So my next opponent is a Wood Elf player, and it's kind of funny because when we first started game 1, I was on table 7 and he was on table 8. And we were next to each other, and we kind of joked about a Wood Elf player and an Orc and Goblin player being on the top boards. Now, obviously, that's just completely random. And now we find ourselves down on board number 70, which is actually the board that I was at for the last game. So I didn't even need to move my miniatures, so that was kind of nice. But yeah, I was able to capture some battle points and some objective points, even though I got beat. And my player here that I'm going against, he was on table 74, so he won and moved up a little bit. And then I was able to score enough points to stay stagnant, and where some people went the other way past me and some people went up past me. So here's my opponent. He's running a Wood Elf list that's pretty much all Dryads and the Treekin. So he's got a unit of Dryads over there, and he's got a couple of those upgraded Dryads in there. I'm not really sure what they are. They may be hero level Dryads, but so he's got Dryads, got some Archers there, another unit of Archers on the left. And then in the middle, he's got a unit of Dryads, Treekin, and then Archers with his General and a Lord level other character in there. So a level 4, and then of Beasts, and a level 4, and then a Lord level character, both in that little bunker unit. And those Archers, I think, are a little better quality. And then another unit of Dryads, a unit of Treekin, and a unit of Dryads. So I know what I'm up against, a bunch of hard-hitting, toughness, high toughness units, but hey, no steam tanks, so I'm happy to see that. My deployment here, from left to right, I've got my Bolt Thor, Mangler Squig, my Savages, Wolf Chariot, there's a Doom Diver, and I don't remember what I rolled with the Wizard Hat this battle, but then I've got my large unit of Night Goblins with nets, Stone Thrower, Wolf Chariot, and my Goblin Bunker with my Spellcasters in there, and then my Black Orcs, and I do have my General in the Black Orcs again, and then 2 Trolls, a Mangler Squig, and Hoppers, and then a Bolt Thrower over there and a Doom Diver on the hill. So back in the same exact table, same spot, but this time I'm going to actually be able to get out of my deployment zone. So I'm planning to go full speed as much as I can across the board. So I actually I think I actually got turn 1 for the first time ever. So look, everything's starting to come into place. The stars are aligning, and Mangler Squig moves up. My Savages move up as far as they can. Everything's kind of squeezing up past this little building, keeping the Chariots back just a little bit. So if I would happen to get a chariot or a charge, I don't want them getting charged. I want them to do the impact hits to these skirmishing units. And the Black Orcs move up there on the right, and my other Mangler Squig along next to them. So the Trolls are just kind of staying close to the General and working their way up. One of them actually was, I believe, stupid, even though I was Leadership 9 reroll. No reroll, because the BSB I put in the Night Goblins, because my BSB does have a flaming banner, and it hasn't come into effect at all. So he does some shooting to me, doesn't really do much, kills a couple Black Orcs. On my next movement, I'm going full speed ahead, moving up on the right hand side. I've got those Trolls to kind of screen off my side here. On the next turn, I'll deploy them to protect me. Over in the the middle area, I'm moving up. Doesn't look like I moved up all that much. He's got the unit of dryads on the far left that I'm using that tower to kind of screen off my flank. So on this turn I'm going to, knowing that that's really the only threat to my left flank, I'm not worried about the archers or anything. I need to nullify that unit, and I start to focus all my shooting that I can, the 2 Doom Divers, on that dryad unit so I can whittle it down. Well, actually I pick on that one with my shooting. So I devastate that dryad unit in front of me with my shooting. 2 Doom Divers score hits, and so 10 becomes 3. So that was really nice, and I even think I put a rock in there at first. And that one's whittled down with the other Doom Diver, so it's not completely a threat, but it's not a non-existent threat either. So my war machines are hitting. I think my magic is going off. I'm doing some damage. I'm moving up. It all feels good. On my next turn, I move those trolls. I take care of those, charge those dryads to get rid of the last 2. Move my trolls up there to redirect, protect my flank, and my black orcs. So those big guys will have to hit that troll and reform. They won't be able to overrun into my black orcs. And if those dryads charge that troll, they'll go past the black orcs as well. Got my bunker moving up to support with magic. Charge a chariot in the middle into his dryads. Looking for the impact hits. Actually get 2 chariots in there, so that's pretty sweet. 2d6 plus 2 strength 5 impact hits. Looking forward to that. My savages again are just pivoting a little bit. They're setting up, ready to charge, but I don't want to give up anything fluky. You know, I got him kind of pinned in here. I'm headed towards his general, which is where his a lot of his points are at, and I'm aggressively being careful. But that's where my black orcs are using that building to their advantage to keep him in my front. And once that threat's gone, then I'll be able to close the door with the savages. So we go to the combats here, and my wolf chariots obliterate that dryad unit, roll like 10 impact hits, and they're able to finish it off. And so the 1 chariot overruns and hits those big guys. I don't think those dryads to the right are there. I think that's just the casualties. He was removing them. And the other chariot runs down the unit. On the right, he charges my trolls as predicted to try to clear them out of the way, and I'd finished off that dryad and reformed. I didn't overrun because I didn't want to go too far and then have to turn around. So I just reformed, knowing that the trolls would give me a turn, and I'm aimed right at his general. There in my wolf chariot, I remembered that when you run something down, you can reform. So it had reformed that way. My night goblins there, maybe the next turn actually. So because my wolf chariot's gone, my night goblins are into his big guys there with my flaming banner. My BSB's protect. He's not even in base contact. We throw that. My general is over in the right there, so I got my black orcs fighting his general's unit. And so this battle with these guys here and the big guys there, he doesn't do. I net him, or actually I forget to use my nets, but he also forgets to stomp, and he still whiffed his attacks. And my charge, and I get a couple pokey sharp sticks through, and since they're flaming, they do double wounds. I'm able to win that combat, and he freaking breaks. On the right hand side, this picture is important because he needed to roll pretty low to get into combat on his charge, and he failed it. So that was huge. If he could have got into this, because I thought I'd kill that general's unit in that turn I charged and obliterate them, but I did not. And so my flank was exposed, but he failed a low roll, and he didn't make it. And that kind of pretty much spells the doom for the Wood Elves, and that combat in the middle with my Night Goblins, he flubbing those attacks and failing his leadership, pretty high leadership check. He didn't. It was a draw. Actually, I won by my musician, and he failed. He did not have a BSB, so that was it. That's pretty much the game, and this is where the game ends. My Night Goblins had run off the board, chasing those guys down, and his general's unit holds, doesn't break, and but the two big units, the units of Dryads, the unit of Treekins, I think I may have killed one of the two characters in there, but not the level 4. And so we total it up, and it's a win to the Orcs and Goblins, finally. So I'm a winner. The very Goblin mentality is that I leave Chicago, the last game, a win. Now it's down on table 70 against a very friendly, very nice Wood Elf guy. He's pretty new to the hobby. I think he used to play 40K quite a bit. We had a good experience, and the whole Chicago trip was a good experience. So rack one up and go back to the drawing board. Got not really much coming up. I'm going to try to get some games in here at the next local games, and maybe get down to the game store for a little bit. I got the Bug Eater GT in Omaha coming up, like June 6th. It's a 2,500 point 2-day. I will be prepared for that, unlike this one, with a different list completely. And then I also are going to be playing at that same tournament on Friday with a team tournament with my buddy Alan, and we're going to be taking Dwarves and Bretonnia. It's a 3-game, 1,000 points each army combined, so 2,000 combined. And Dwarves and Bretonnia, I like that. It's going to be pretty sweet. Heavy infantry with his cavalry and some magic and war machines. We should be pretty good. So looking forward to that. And thanks for watching, and have a great weekend.